Good morning, carnivores. It is Sunday morning, and I'm at Walmart right now out in the parking lot waiting for my grocery pickup. And so we usually talk about how much money I spent on groceries this week, and I actually had a big spend week this week because we have a winter storm coming up with temperatures down around 14, 15 degrees Fahrenheit, which in Mississippi, we don't have the infrastructure to support that. I mean, whenever we have had icy wintry storms like this in the past, which we don't get very often, it's possible for the electricity to go off for multiple days at a time as limbs freeze and fall on the power lines. That happens. Now, as long as I've been living in the place that I live now, which has been about a year and a half, we've not had any significant power outages. One time the power went off for maybe 30 minutes and that's it. So got my fingers crossed that we don't lose power for during this storm. But so anyway, that's why I ended up spending a little bit more money just on groceries. I spent $113. So I got my usual stuff, which is just 20 pounds of ground beef. I didn't need any eggs, didn't need any butter, not just for the upcoming week. But I got some stuff that, some canned meat that I can eat if we get in a situation where I don't have any way to heat up food. And my groceries are here, so hold on a second. Okay, so I ended up getting several cans of sardines and a few cans of Spam, which, you know, is not an ideal food, but in an emergency weather situation, it'll get you through. And I was just looking at it, so a can of Spam has like 800 or 900 calories in it for the whole can. So, you know, that's a good portion of a day's worth of food if you were in an emergency situation, which I hope we don't get into, obviously, but it's possible. Thank you. Okay, so I finished this up, but I got my groceries in. Also bought a couple of things for my housemates that they needed, you know, they wanted to stock up on. I also got toilet paper. You know, that's what everybody wants to go get if you think you're going to be in a situation where you're not going to get to be shopping. That's one of the things you don't want to go without. So this is my plan. I'm going to cook that whole 20 pounds of ground beef and separate it up into, you know, like probably 1 pound portions. And put them in the freezer. I got some freezer bags so that I can just stick it all in the freezer. So if we do get in a situation where I can't cook, I can pull them out of the freezer and just let them thaw out on the counter. But if it gets cold, if it's 16 degrees outside and the power goes out, it'll be cold inside. So it may be hard to get it to freeze, but still at the same time, I can't risk 20 pounds of ground beef spoiling. So it's definitely going into the freezer. Again, I got several cans of sardines, so I can have a can of sardines every day. And I got that Spam. So, and I also got a few other items not related to groceries, but the $113 is just what I spent on groceries. I got a couple of candles and some candle lighters. We, just in case, you know, being without power, so I can see to go to the bathroom. It's because it'll be dark back there. I don't have any, there's no windows and no natural light. So just trying to get prepared a little bit. Looking forward to this being over with, but just, you know, I'm not really worried about it. Like I said, we haven't had a problem with power outages around here, but it is possible, and you want to be ready. Better to be prepared. It's not like the food will go to waste. I love how I don't waste food anymore. I mean, I cannot remember, unless I had just a couple of bites of something on my plate that I was full, and it wasn't enough to save. I haven't wasted any food, hadn't had to throw any food away in like the whole time I've been carnivore. So 16 months. I was 16 months yesterday. And, you know, if I'd been buying fruits and vegetables, so much of it would have ended up in the trash. And I think that's about it. I hope that all of you are surviving these natural catastrophes that are going on now. My Californians are still worried about those. I have a girl I work with who's just, she was, the last time I asked her, the fires were about 6 miles away from her, which is pretty scary. She said, you know, they're prepared to evacuate if necessary. And then for all of my Mississippi folks, and I know some in Tennessee, Louisiana, probably Alabama, it'll pass right through all of us. There's a pretty dog over there. Crazy. Anyway, sorry, got distracted. Focus. Y'all are in my thoughts. I will be thinking about you and watching YouTube for updates to find out how everybody is doing. So, I hope you have a beautiful day today and many more coming up, and I'll see you in the next one.